Osiaba Pahoda da Adom FM so 106.3 de koba ye ne say yemfidie eto de bia na chemato aba ho enti anopa no sia ne de nyame adom ebo ya che sima no so e na abode apa ho na so kase ebo ne de ye de ya ebeba wakwamu nti mekenkan e de amabusia me mamu nyina che enne eye ebo bosome no ne nafua aduonu enwotwe e wo fiempemie no ne aduonu bakom 28 September 2021 na no pai kase no de edi makotim bia bate ene se enipa bia mampani bo wondi edi MMDC di bre ema wono ensankaye aba ho mensi ahodo no bi nso te se achiase ene efifi mantam nso womusi wonipa mampani bo wondi no wompe enti womwayi no ama ebi ka ho me de ne nyina somo sa no pa no nsia kase ewo Adom 106.3 FM so me de ni ma me kira Diamond na kase yi no sa anyuma koya da romanti ena manya kwanya mekenkan ede amawo Dr. Agawa same mo wamane se Adom Malakio no de ejina ho e de ma malaria yare na wo bia tri de yade tete wo no de wohia ene Adom Malakio Adom natural tonic ne so wo ho ma se wo de Malakio no etu eye malaria na se no na afi wo no nom tonic ne so eye mojaduro no na etumi ama wa hihye yie no wadidi yie na ho ayefe enso kama pa Adom natural man mixture so ne capsules ne ene no so boa pa tunya te natural man mixture ene capsules anu ahudwuma ye Adom lady care no se ma no monye se mo amunim de ma no do yo we ho asem yen kan tenten mesha ne so any dependable herbal home no ni nyina wanda roma ena me de eya no pa no sia kase yi ebro enko bank nso se baby ba kwa wode usika no koto a asomdwe wo ho na wo ran ho na ebre bia wo hia bia so sabeka ebibi member bia be ko bie ko bank wo honti eye the Pan African Bank ban herbal so nie ban herbal samen kan cho se wono de ba no pe ho asam de fanfa na fechire wo besa no mpemu yare bie haw bia e de ama goyo no so asenka fo mo ntie eno ne oyo papa sese mo de gumu ahyen mu na etumi abo ma wuti aso acha vum na wona wo kro no DBS roofing sheet na sensuo no toto aya na fanfra man so kakra enkoto nchance boni bia na oda hono mo na ehumatu ye wo foforo pa na ensuo to na enyugu wo no baso DBS nchance na wo hia na de boda so atumi abo papa pa ye Lawson Herbal Clinic in South Romanti dilemma capsules no me man ye can delay asemanya line dada sisters ne toma brothers na brothers ni delay na sagudie no entumi enkonkan eno ene ne ointment na sanyumakuo yinti ada Roma no pay me wa kwanya se me de anopa no sia esmo ewo Adom 106.3 FM so me de ma me kira Diamond me mo ate affirmation sam no ase Mampani atena ye wonipa wo hwenkita hodie ho nsam wo ho ene owura yugena hen ena wo ka se ananu yi mampani mu bodi se MMDC na asamaranko efise enkonwasi ekoso ansa na ye toyie ansa na wo mutumi die din bia ba bonten no wo mu presidency mampani aso ye nko ana mo nim de ekoso ene ye den ya aso sese wotumi yi safo yinti wabomode yi bi eno din ni bede da bonten no ena owura yugena hen ka se oh chese binum chese akoye post sem nyina me achecheche binum achese ni nyina no enye kwa papa so na so ye den ya mapani ne wotumi no nti wone ne chief of staff for ena omode sa din no ba bonten enti de ekoso bia obi akeka bia no mapani na agira ne tumi so ena wode MMDC for aba bonten so won kwade da mensin ene kropon ahodo ano.
Okay, so my answer to this question would be fairly simple and fairly straightforward. I'm sure this civil society organization based its assertions on a leaked report that supposedly shortlisted a number of applicants for the various districts or municipalities, and reasons were given as to why those persons were shortlisted. I can say on authority that that report was not the report that was submitted to the president. The report that was submitted to the president, indeed, there are only two copies, himself and then one in the possession of the deputy chief of staff. That's the report they worked on. So if the civil society organization is basing its analysis on the leaked report, then obviously they are completely wrong, completely mistaken, because that was not the report that was finally submitted to the president. And secondly, let's make it clear, and the Constitution makes it very clear that the executive authority resides only in the president. He's the only one who has the power to hire and fire his appointees. He's the only one. The report that was submitted to him by the Damboche-led committee, if I should use these words, were only, let's say, mere guidelines to him as to what was pertaining in those particular districts or municipalities or in the metropolitan areas. He's the one who decides. They are his appointees. So he's not first and foremost bound by the comments or by the report of or by the recommendations of any report that's submitted to him. He's not bound by those recommendations at all. He decides what he has to do. If he believes, for example, the committee recommended that in Lejokuku, for example, Jefferson Saki, Kofi Japon are the ones who are supposed to be there, and he believes no, there's somebody else who is much more competent than these persons. He has every right whatsoever to appoint that person. So
Ora you jina he and I was abroad in go on a tintin in Tietia one set Nanka one share him say Cobanesan also he when you are Cobanesan woman say ya one fi sending in a come on your seminal a ya dear the obi peno wo bimpe 87 penny the no ba na se bi no so kakasaka safa ho no mo che say ya jatum ya nyitum ama ya nsem bebre kra wo mo de enya wanwanwa sa.
The civil society organization basing its analysis on that report first and foremost is flawed because, as I said, that report was not the report that was submitted to the president. And secondly, the president is the only one who has the power to hire and fire, and he can decide who he places where. I mean, appointments are at his pleasure. We all serve at his pleasure. So that'll be my answer to that. And with respect to the agitations, yes, I mean, it's to be expected. It's a human institution. You don't expect everything you put out there to be accepted hook, line, and sinker. Whatever be the case, so far as we are humans, there will be agitations. If at the end of the day, voting is conducted and, for example, a particular nominee is rejected, the president can nominate or renominate that person on two other occasions. And if on all those 3 occasions that person is rejected, the Constitution gives him the power to present somebody else. So agitations, yes, it's a normal phenomenon of human life, and we'll just take it at that. I don't think the president is perturbed by that. He believes he's done what is right in his view and in his opinion, and believes these are the persons who can best serve the various districts and municipalities. If indeed those persons are rejected, it's incumbent on him to decide whether he can renominate them or bring somebody else to.
And you're right, you jina he and now what any kind of one no shankita who dear honsem so a bank metre Jubilee House my penny at na dear walking in an saman semi one for ye yen 18 no de never be at tisi no one cranyo and one officer no hear him say ebeba kasia what you know Adom 106.3 FM so ye live e wo Facebook and T ubenye biasha ho eti ade said and say wo hwe ne ho no wo like here no na wo comment ya fe share na cheche aiwa 05 adarment Adom live asan ene ebo mechi do ma me de kase ebro na yen konfinfi mantamwe ene epoye mantame ho so de asi ho ne say mampani de edin yi ba yi sa assembly man for ne assembly woman for yi o kabum sa assembly members yi ene ne enura September ebo no da toso aduonu enso 27th ya enura dajwada sem na mekan owura Richmond upon side jaben womo so mo koto ne so aba eno ye epoye mantamu abonten so a chese nipa dodo na wo hwe nim senka won beto amano enipa aduonu mienu mekira 22 abato no kwa wiye na dumie sape ene toma no a chese wo mpa na asem ekro no de wo mo bone gala we chese ma reject no wo mpa no na no ena epoye mantamu so for reset kwa me e champo e ka se na krati de senka ne modern bonya sam keto o eja bian ponsa de obi ani da ne so se wotumi be ye DCU a enka be bua papa na so abato no kwa wiye na to se wo mo wonu konsa wo mo mpe no enti wo chese no kre se wanted no pa wantumi anya pa se vote no na nipa dodo we na to aba ne ma no na entumi ama no ama me ye DCU mpotem ho de entwa yi ono set champion kra se epoema ntam so afo no asem no aha ne kakra
ye million munyam for Richmond Mponsa Ejapia Mpenebo ni din se ono no pese behwe eye mensini achiase mensini besina na ho atiena mu asomo ni din ho wabon ho moden mana ya turu ye no se ye ohanchemu eduonomu ne hia ansan yetimi apoyin bia atra ho nemo ye ohanchemu eduasiensia ne yechiripon eduasiensia ne nson no ya Potokasa me friend 66.67% was a wonya ekirese wonya 2/3 na ebetimi amano wonya ne som na yedi na adwuma hye ne nsa no wenro ho mra no wakokyere akire ye na fu adu ede yanimi yebesan ye honam nkomo na yasan de abehihye so wogidie mapa se domfo ni mo kyena no bebo pampa to yanim wa kyerɛ yɛn kwan yɛfa so ɛyɛ ne pɛ so ewie pɛ ama yɛn nyinaa ti adehye a mowɔ yɛ akyerɛse mansin ɛne mu di nkra sɛ ɔyɛ kyerɛ mo yɛ kyerɛ afa ho adwen dene se adwendwen bɛfa no osumie mu ɛbɛkɔ aboa no ansa na ɔbɛpem no ɔbɛkɔ n'akyi abansa a wapem.
Na DSC Epuemantam nya honko efifi mantam Cape Coast Metropolitan Assembly abonten so ebisi ye a ye di amampani boy ye de na eye NS Arthur senka wono e na obeye Metropolitan no anase kropo no pani a obesi mampani anam wo hɔ abo adwuma na abato no se ne koye Assembly members aduosienum 65 no koto aba no emu aduasa ba ko 31 e na toma no na kyese ne aka ne nyina de mampani de ba no wo mfua so wo mpɛ no enti mututiano na eno no na wano so kase no yi chese to ted no kramponko anka nkoma no alpha assembly members no womo ato aba na ma no so womo nyina akɔ hɔ no wo bia siesie no ho kama na so wo de ye ne wa na so aba no de wa wi ni awie orenes kan koma to yem na so wo de chese wo wa ma meye MC no a wachi hwan bi se na wo mo boa 31 penetoma na chese ne ekowie ya ne se Cape Coast Metropolitan Assembly abato na ekoso no NS Arthur wenya Yemfia no so ane konsa foforo mu a eno no efa apomuden ho nsem ho na Ghana National Association of Registered Midwives a wotwa ne tiafra won se GNRM fo na womo so twa adwo a womo twa nyina ne se entity ya wokofa mu sa nurse fo no wobeboa ama omafo apomuden ho nsem akonkan no afa ya ka akade no akade wo kobisa mpanifo pane a yede ba emada paracetamol kra na kobisa yede ba emada na se kra de ne aba beka ho ye drone se ka fa ma ya mo count mo kama kuma tom yam drone de beba ene bibia mo hia bia wode beba sa enye eno ya kade a wode be ya adwuma no na ba bi poten so wo mo betena kra na wo matumi ahwe ama pomode ho nsam akoso de no de yemmoso eho asem nyenyenyenyenye wo mo aka de apempanifo adan won ka ne nyina kosi hu na so ne nyina mu no ena panipa woda Ghana National Association of Registered Midwives anom era Mary Ofosu etu wonfo se mo de ma mo nhwa kade no monyere mo ho na mo adwumaden sapo mo den adwumayefo nyenkwa
midwives sabi adwuma ye no eye moja ho adwuma anase nipa ho nsuo ho adwuma edru ba bia ukodru facility bia matching almost all the 16 regions udu facility bia gloves aye de be ye adwuma kora no ya na eho eden sabi wuntumi mfa wonsa enji moja nso be do facility bi no logistics to sell on non drugs gloves American ho asem ya na ho oden nti bi kura yetimi ka kire ma me ne say onu mom na enkoto enfamra esanse ebi eni ho ne etoso biem eye empa ye gia wo so delivery best e wo Ghana bebre wo ho a enye anka wohwe se de meti ya me nso enwa obi so wa esen me nti wasanka emma empire jazz wo so no should be a way say said ya mistake atie make me adjust it to suit me obi o wasen me can also adjust but said ye tie no sa na tie nti ebedu ba no be share midwife no na ne sisi nchia ya na ne kon yes nti ye no so ye problem nti no yes there's a ban emmoa yen
and ya yampa mom se wonim ayi midwife bia na nurse ni bi mabawa bremu a woguso a wonyi nyina mpa ubehia no na ne sisi anche a na ne kon eno na ayi mame Mary Ofosu aka ho asem no kase ne de asi eno a ne dodo a mekenka de soma no pay sa no pa no si aka se wadom 106.3 FM so na abofo no eye Dr. Agawa wose wani ne ha nko a de a ensa ne ho enkofa bibia nsuosuo bia nkogugu so nkototonto pharmacy wo de bomodian ne ko Dr. Agawa ho wo be hwe wani ho nsem no e de amaw dependable herbal home soda romanti Adom malakio ene etutu malaria sei Adom natural tonic na eboa ma omafo enya moja wo ni padua mu Adom natural man mixture ne capsules no so de wonya ate man wote mixture na anya ate capsules ka ho a adwuma na si Adom lady care capsules and mixture so e ma na nye brothers ko kromu anomato e de ama sisters no de asiesie wo ho afi Eco Bank the Pan African Bank ya bank ya bibi remember bia be ko bia bi wo honti baby a osika da bia we ko bank no asumdwe nko a ba ha ba so same ga cho se no peno na no onamu buye wachi de no afa won sa ne nyina afekire fa bedan won eno ne de adom de anyame de ama won a wonya de won ro na ye heba ne ka ope dompe ne ho asem de ekokra goyo energy mo amo ka nyina senkafo tasifo no trotrofo eye goyo energy eno ene enwo anasafem wo a wo de gu wo hyan ni mu a ene ese wo kwa na wo be ni na adwuma no aye dedede DBS Rufishi Tadarumenti edan no asi ho a hu sete yereyero kala na aguso no kra empada wo yi se empanso a ehumuntu emframa mo etim de etim Lawson Herbal Clinic en so Tadarumenti wo de wani kire ho na akwakoje delay capsules ye ka delay ni ye ka man ni ye ka capsules a empasogro etumi ma ne koyie papa Lawson Herbal mechane ne ointment wo de bi chichie no na de ye ho ye wusia anopa no sia kase wadom 106.3 FM so mekenka de ma we ayiwa 5 adaroma enti one ne pese wonya na live e de hweye asan e de bo machidom so producer me de ma metra diamond memoache e da
se e ka ketekete anka mi jame kasi hokra